All right, everybody, we are back. I have Jason Sword with me, and I'll touch on what just kind of took place, and I think it's okay to talk about, but they're just having a few power issues that they haven't dealt with before. There's a lot of people in here, and there's a lot of things going on. They've got a lot of equipment connected to certain things. Hopefully it's remedied, but just bear with us. How you doing, Jason?
Pretty good. Seems like there was a power outage. Allowed me to only miss one rack. I walked in and watched Fedor make the 9-10, but missed a duck one ball. Then the lights went out.
Yeah, including the pool table light.
I was walking past. Was he down over the ball when it went out?
He was actually getting ready to shoot the one. Made a nice cut on the one, that being said. Really all about getting out past the 6 here. Unless he wants to draw 2 rails out for the lower left for the 3 here, which is probably just as safe. He's going to draw to the side, and this is what he continues to do, which limits his cue ball movement. I think is a great play, to be honest. Looks great at the table, Jason. He looks just like he did yesterday.
After this rack, we're going to have 2 more freezer for free out there on YouTube and Facebook. So if you're tuning in on one of the free platforms, make sure you go out to xpool.live. You know that SVB is going to come storming back at some point. You know he's going to hit a gear, find the break. Ton of back and forth in this format.
Yeah, I can tell you from what I've saw, the initial break from Fedor, it's pretty repetitive. What we saw early yesterday. I know that Shane's not liking that, but when he does get the opportunity at the table, he's got to take advantage. But this is really more about what Fedor's doing, in my opinion. I know we can focus a little bit on Shane and what he needs to do because he's behind, but what Fedor is doing is the reason. Clean, very clean, into the heart.
Yeah, and he looks pretty rested, pretty fresh right now. Obviously, you expect them both to be fresh at this point in the match, but I think I saw a stat where last year, day 1 was about 3 hours longer. That's why we were talking about if it's close, has the ability to go 10, 11, 12-hour days. So you're going to see a lot of waves up and down for these players. Extends his lead back to 20. And really, Scott, yesterday, if you look back at what happened, it was just such a flurry from Fedor where he broke perfect for 2.5, 3 hours. It's kind of tough to fade.
It is. Yeah, and then when Shane did get an opening, you know, it's kind of like when you're playing one pocket. All the balls are up in the top right corner, and then you finally get a look at something. You can barely pull the cue back. And I think when Shane finally got a couple looks here and there, after sitting in his chair for so long, and this is common, he was really struggling to get comfortable. But once again, all due to what Fedor's doing. He's hitting the brakes so well, very square. He's not crushing the balls at all. It's just a nice soft pop, to be honest. Cue speed might actually be a little bit faster than what I think it is. It just looks like a nice soft pop, but he's got real cue speed. Talk about it on the World 9-Ball Tour a lot.
It's like a medium hit. It's definitely not soft. And when he's feeling his best and he's hitting his break the best, it gets a little firmer, right? And you see Shane do that as well.
Yeah, just actually touched on that. When he gets confident, look at this.
The one's going to go down for him. The two's going to dress up.
And I think this break here would be hard for anybody on the planet to overcome. Just being honest. How can you fade that? Now, the cue ball didn't finish on the right side of the table, but he did not need it to.
Yeah, obviously, you've been in the matches and in the grind. Multiple day headsets and played in a ton of big money matches yourself. Touch on the mentality. What would it be like if you were Shane Van Boening yesterday? Not, obviously Fedor put on a clinic, but Shane didn't play his best pool. He played, pretty poor for his standards. What's it like leaving the pool hall at 2:30 in the morning, going back to the hotel or Airbnb? What's going through his brain? What's he doing? What's he thinking?
Well, I know that when I was in his position, like playing one pocket big money games, I wanted to be anywhere but where I was, right? And I'm just being honest. It's not easy to sit there in that chair and take it, right? But he's a gentleman. He's a class act, and he's going to wait for his opportunity. What's going through his mind probably? He's probably thinking about lake trout. Is actually what he's probably thinking about. He wants to think about anything but what's really happening until the opportunity shows up, and then hopefully he can take advantage. But that's really all he can do is wait for that opportunity. But not an easy position for him to be in, but just like Fedor last year, Fedor leading as of late, Shane coming on with it at the end. It's never easy. He just looks extremely comfortable to me. From the get-go, just picking up where he left off. And if he continues to play like this, and he can play like this on other equipment, I don't think there's anybody in the world that can fade that break, period. And I would assume that he can repeat this on any table.
I mean, obviously, if there is anybody in the world that can fade this, it's SVB. There's a couple others that come to mind that I think may feel like they could until they got in the ring. It's pretty tough. I think for me, if you're in Fedor's shoes right now, it's really about, you're going to hit a spot. You're going to hit a downturn at some point. It's just how quickly you can snap out of that, how quickly you can rejuvenate yourself and get your brain in the right path. It's going to happen over an 8-10 hour day. Both players are going to experience it where they're feeling really good, then they get a little tired, and when do they take a break? How do they respond? What do they do to kind of get out of the funk? And if you're Fedor, really, it's just about minimizing that right now. Just play even from here, right? Just a little flat. And a nice bump from the 8 there, Scott.
Yeah, nice little rub there. Things going his way, but he's also hitting them good. This is just what happens when you're playing good. Deserves it. So he can swing around. Might be able to hold. I would assume he swings, but he's got a long stretch here.
So he's captured the first 3 games so far here in day 2, but how many break and runs? Was that his second break? Did he break and run his first rack?
It's a good question. I have no idea.
I know he missed the 1 ball.
No, it wasn't. Shane played safe, actually. He missed the 1. He cut the 1 real thin, missed it in the top corner. Shane tried to rail first and didn't, kind of caught it thick. That's where Fedor come with a great cut. But I think that was game 2.
Yeah, that was game 2.
Yeah, I think for game 1 he did break and run out.
So starting off with 2 break and runs out of 3 games.
A little thinner than he might have liked to have been. Doesn't want to deal with the 6, meaning if he stays up top, he's just looking to avoid the 6, getting to the 5. Should be okay. Maybe just a pinch of right here, leveled out. He could afford to almost be straight in here. Almost. Now he can play short side of the 5 if he'd like. Sometimes tough for us to see exactly where they're at. Is he dragging this to the lower left corner?
Yeah, I had a feeling he was going to try to go up in between the 9-10 there.
Well, I think he was trying to hold, and he just caught the object ball a little thin, to be honest, Jay.
I think he could have just taken the path that he was on, just rolled a few more, and it's pretty safe. Just going to put him on the 6 ball here. This looks like it's going to be a little short.
These are the games that kind of showed up yesterday for Shane, where it seemed like he just wasn't quite himself, where, you know, he would take kind of a flyer versus really go for the cinch down, really bear down on that position and the cue ball. But we'll see what happens with Shane today in these positions. This is when you've got to take advantage. Fedor's never going to just give something straight. He's done well there.
That was nice control. But like you said, it's about taking advantage of those opportunities and really punishing Fedor and getting his brain going down the negative path. He has an open layout. He's supposed to run out. He misses position. He plays safe. He misses the position or he misses the safety. And then if you're SVB, if you can grab the rack and start holding the table a little bit, he's going to need it. SVB is going to need some packages to get back in this thing, or at least hold the table for an extended period of time.
Good contact. A nice kiss off the 10 as well, just to create that distance. So once again, Gorst not going to give anything easy up out of the gate. Yeah, you can just see it. The timing is not there. The feel, not there. You know, listen, Fedor made a great kick, right? Turned out pretty tough for Shane, so Shane needs to find something that works, or this could get out of hand. I expect Shane to figure it out. That's what he does, but you just get the feel that Fedor's not going away at all.
Needs a bounce.
Yeah, he played that really just to kind of ensure the make on the 5, right, with the low outside ball. With the speed he hit it, which I can't blame him, because he can always work from here. Can't tell, Jay, did he? I think he's got him pretty good. Nowhere to really go on the right side.
Really kicking out into the open as well. Does he try to do something with the 8 here? Does he try to drift the cue ball over toward the 8, Scott?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably all. I don't know if he can create any other.
Oh, he can hit it.
That's about as good as you can do from that position.
Pretty damn good right there. That cue ball stuck to the rail.
He caught it so thin that I almost think he was trying to come behind it. Because to paper clip that ball the way he did, it's almost impossible to play it like that. neither here nor there. It's pretty excellent play if it was intended. This is right up Fedor's alley on the back rail. Not easy. Extremely thin. So good. No matter how this finishes, so good to get that ball down. I believe he's got a look.
That tells you how he's feeling right there. It's a pretty incredible shot. He's got to come with another one, though, for it to matter.
Yeah, you can just see the way the object balls are entering the pocket as to how clean he's striking it. There's just no hesitation in the back arm either.
Showcasing a lot of class here early on, day 2. We touched on it, though. It's really building. You watched it build yesterday. It started, he didn't break perfect. He wasn't breaking great early on, Fedor. He wasn't hitting the balls cleanly early. And then he hit a couple jump shots. And then he started finding a couple breaks. And then he started getting control of the cue ball. He just started building. Started, like you said, adding layers, showing all the layers of his game. As he doubles up SVB in the score line.
Yeah, it could be a long day for the Van Boening camp. It's just the way it is, right? I've seen it happen on bar tables, big tables. We've seen it a million times. At this level, and as good as Fedor's breaking and controlling the table, I just don't see, I don't know. I don't feel it. And typically, I'd like to say I do, but I don't feel a lot of things changing anytime soon, which we all want a great match, but something has to give. Shane has to hit a ball good. Fedor leaves him long. Shane comes with some type of a nice long ball, maybe turns his thought process around a little bit, but he's not getting really any good looks.
He played a pretty good rack, SVB did right there. Played a nice containing safety. Fedor made a nice kick.
Then just missed that long ball, right?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. That's the look you're going to get.
Yeah, both wing balls came up a little short there.
Watch the one fall.
Straight in on the deuce.
Straight in on the 2. That's maybe a little bit of a flat hit, right?
Yeah, really flat. He's still got a lot of work to do here, though, Scott. He's pretty straight in. He's going to have to play short side on the 3, and then the 6-7's not the easiest in the world. He's going to have to play position to either bank the 6 ball or get underneath of it and play it in the corner. So I do not believe it passes the 7.
Yeah, I think he can punch out here. 2 rails.
How do you like handling the 6 here? What do you see?
All depends on how he finishes on the 5. Yeah, it really just depends. I mean, he kind of got into that a little more than expected. Pretty big gap between the 6 and 7, right? So you can fall in between there with the cue ball. I don't believe the 6 passes the 7.
No,
it does
it doesn't.
not.
There's a mild angle here. I'm not sure he has enough to be able to get up there.
I actually thought he might open that up with an outside ball and come all the way around.
Go to the other
out
side.
to the other side to where he's falling into the angle.
Maybe having to play for a bank here, Scott.
Looks like what he's trying to do. Just wanted to get down here somewhere.
Now he's landed where he has to take on the cut, I believe.
I think the cross is available, but he's hitting the ball so clean. I don't think there's any reason to not go at this in the corner.
Nonetheless, very missable ball here.
Just don't see him missing this. I just don't see him missing. Oh, he's caught it fat. This is a chance for Shane. Obviously, these are pretty much connect the dots, pick up the pieces. Jeez. Overcut that, just not feeling it. You can see the way he's walking around the table, just not quite there. That will change if he can get a little feeling under his belt.
Really, it's more about the break for him. That's where he needs to get the feeling, right?
That's exactly right.
His ball pocketing will be there. His cue ball will be there. He'll start getting that confidence, but he's got to figure the break out. Everybody knows in order to make up this deficit, he's going to have to put some packages down. He's definitely the man for the job, though. If you were to pick anybody in the world trailing 22,
well, this is the guy, there's no doubt.
In this spot.
He can build the power real quickly. And Fedor knows that. Fedor's well aware that's why Fedor's keeping the pedal down.
Once again, very pro SVB crowd here in Louisville, Kentucky. Real Yard Billiards. And this will be our last rack. If you're out there on Facebook or YouTube tuning in, this will be our last rack for free. So make sure you go out to xpool.live, grab your pass, get you a 12-pack of cold beer, and sit down and watch some pool. Listen to the freezer, the crowd pleaser.
Yeah, so it all starts right here. The thing is, if he mishits this or doesn't get what he wants out of it, you've got to just get past that, wait for the next opportunity. You can't feed off of. Yeah, the cue ball's still not square. I think he's going to have to cinch him up. We'll see what he's got in mind. If he can get out towards the center, cutting the one, I guess maybe he'll take it. I just can't tell how thin this is. Can he swerve it in and just go 2 rails out to the center? Maybe so. Looks like he can. Yeah, did well there.
Yeah, really as well as he could have done.
Let's just swerve this with a center outside ball. Just back up past where he is now would be great. These racks are so much more important for SVB versus Fedor, obviously, in order for Shane to get some type of feel to even keep himself in this match. A little firm, a little punchy, not comfortable at all. No reason to be all the way over here, so he just got a little punchy in the backswing. This is what he can't stress on. Just get past it.
I don't think he can avoid contact with the 6 here. He's going to have to maintain control, not only knock the ball down, but
I think he can miss the 6, Jay.
you draw above it, or
I think you just level out. He's going to come 2 rails out. It's all about the 5. It's hard to tell, but I think he can. Yeah.
He had just enough, didn't he?
Back in line.
That was big for him, though, Scott. You could see the body language after that, the sigh of relief from him.
Yeah, there was a couple of those yesterday where he got a little out of line that compacted into a miss. Notice that there, he's moved the magic rack up by where he's at. And he's dialed in. He's not looking at the magic rack. Have not seen the crazy eyes at all, really,
Crazy eyes.
this week.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, they get pretty wild. JJ calls them crazy. I've called them crazy forever.
Hit that one clean.
Yeah, maybe it only takes a few. Can you get the break going?
Everybody pulling for a tight one. We're going to cut the commercial here. If you're out there on Facebook or YouTube, make sure you go out to xpool.live.
Now, seeing the way players and fans have responded, we're constantly coming out with new product, and we know this is just the beginning. Thanks for the support. We are just getting started.
All right, we're back. Appreciate all you supporters out here on xpool.live. Day 2 of the rematch. Fedor